Alright guys, we are here, breakout game. We are here to show you a couple tips and tricks to make you a master of Call of Duty Vanguard. Let's hop right into it. You want to hop to your settings. Here are a couple things you want to do. Alright, the basic game's horizontal stick and vertical stick sensitivity are great. When you first are starting the game, if you're a little bit more advanced, you might bump this up to 5 and bump this up to 5, but I keep it at 4. Alright, coming down, you want to go to button layout preset. This is very important. Thinking about if you ever played Battlefield games, you know the sliding mechanic. You want to be on the go, able to slide while you are sprinting. And I will tell you something later on in this video to show you how to sprint better and slide on the go. Also, this has your circle as melee attack, and it keeps every other button the same, so you don't have to worry about anything. Coming down, controller vibration. This is very important. You always want to turn this off when you are playing a Call of Duty game. It is very important because this is what will cause you from being a pro to a loser very fast. You don't want to be firing some LMG or heavy weapon and the vibration of the controller throws you off. Also, aim response curve type. I'll explain what this means. So basically, first I'll give you an explanation of what they say. A simple power curve maps the aim stick to aim rate. Okay, so what that is as standard is basically they will slow down your aim response time. So if you click your L2 button to aim, you will very easily be killed in certain situations because you won't get that instant lift of the gun. He will take at least half a second to actually lift the gun and aim it. So you will lose a lot of firefights like that. But if you are first starting, maybe you want to keep it as standard. But if you are a pro, if you want to be a pro, then you need to add this tip to your game. You want to go to linear. Aim stick maps directly to aim rate. As soon as you push that L2 button, your gun will lift up as fast as possible. Alright. ADS sensitivity transition timing. You want to keep this on as soon as you ADS, which means zoom in, along with aim response time curve type. Having this as instant and that as linear, you will get the fastest zoom time, and I will tell you how to make it even faster to win some of those gunfights. You go down right here. Are you looking? L2 button minimum input. That's what MIN, minimum input dead zone. Dead zone basically means how far to the left or right must something be pushed in order for you to actually, for it to register. So if you just hit that L2 button like a feather, just a feather's worth of amount, that L2 button will zoom in. You will be zoomed into your gun scope or iron sight, and you'll be able to get off from the enemy a lot quicker than you normally would. Going down to R2 button minimum input dead zone. Now that you know what that means, you can look at this and you can clearly tell what it means. As soon as you put a feather's worth of pressure on your R2 button, then you will immediately begin to fire, which means you will win a lot more firefights, especially with the ADS sensitivity transition timing as instant. You're going to be a god at Call of Duty. Also, if you don't want to actually constantly thrash your remote edges, you know, that's damaging your controller, and it's also giving you milliseconds worth of your time just to turn to look in different directions. So This starts off at about, I want to say 99 or something like that, but I boosted down to 80 or 75. This is a pro tip right here. You'll be able to turn quicker without it being too fast, but just that little bit of difference makes a difference between winning a firefight. Target aim assist. You always want to have this on, in my opinion. There are times and maps on this game where you will not be able to see your target, and your target aim assist really helps a lot, especially when they are in tight squeezed places and you just need that little bit of motion to get you there that much faster, and that will be the difference between winning and losing a firefight. Next, ADS aim assist. If you want to be a god, you need this, but this is only for zombies. Let me tell you, this is only for zombies. When you're aiming down sights, you know, basically it gets quicker. Your target appears way more clear in your face, and you know, you'll be more successful. Go down to depleted ammo weapon switch. When you are fully out of ammo, you will switch to your pistol sidearm, or you will switch to your second primary. This is very important because you do not have to push the button. Now, this does not mean when you let's say you run out of a clip's worth of ammo and you still have ammo left, you will not switch to your pistol, so you don't have to worry about that. But this is very important. So you want to be a pro, this is a pro gamer tip coming from a pro. Automatic Airborne Mantle. You will see people using this very often in game. You will automatically mantle when you're airborne. So if you jump toward the target that you have to get over, it will make the difference between escaping from, you know, walking into a group of enemies and being surrounded, to you flanking them and getting those kills to win your team the game. Come down here to automatic sprint. This is very important. This will save you time, to save your controllers from breaking. All you have to do is put it on automatic sprint, so every time you move forward, back away to run from a firefight, you don't have to worry about clicking in and your finger losing traction or anything like that. You automatically sprint. It's the best thing you can do for yourself. You want to go down here to sprint cancels reload. You don't want this. It comes on by default. You do not want this on. Let me repeat, you do not want this on if you want to be a pro. Take this off right now. Take it off right now. The sprint cancels reload. No, you don't want that. Slide behavior. Now, I just told you about the automatic sprint. Here's the real pro tips right here, coming from a pro right here, right now. Slide behavior. You just want to tap that button. I told you guys why you want R3 as a slide button. So while you're running with that automatic sprint, you can just simply tap your R3 button. You'll already have your fingers on it regardless. And how many times in a firefight would you actually be close enough to stab an enemy? So you want your stab or melee to be further away than your slide. Sliding will get you away or to a spot that you need to be a lot faster, and it will get you out of the sight of a gun. You do not want that. This is the best case scenario for you if you want to be a pro. I'm going to come down. Alright. That's it. Alright. Here's what you want to do. Another pro tip. You want to come down to world motion blur under the graphics setting. It says stimulates the blurring of movement objects in the world. This is applied with moving, aiming, and firing. This setting increases the risk of motion sickness. So basically what this is telling you is whenever you move really fast, jump, or you're aiming down, it's going to be bad. You don't want this. You don't want to be blurred out and then you skip right past your enemy's icon, and it takes a second for you to be nervous about aiming because you don't want to waste shots. Not wasting shots is another pro tip. You don't want to waste shots. You want to get that shot, even if it takes another second to get that aim just perfect, because it'll mean the difference between your team winning and you losing firefights. Very important. Weapon motion blur. Also turn this off. Same thing. You will win more firefights. Period. Point blank. It's no better way to explain that. Depth of field. You want to turn this off. You do not want things to be blurred and you miss something run past you because it's in the blur. And you know, you just don't want that. That's not what you want. Also, if you're streaming, you want to come down to on-demand text or streaming. You want to turn this on. You want high quality textures when you download. You want high quality textures when download it consistently as you play the game. You don't want a daily limit either. This is very important for your streaming. And that will be all. These are pro tips that will help you win games. It'll mean the difference between you winning and the difference between you losing. I have one more pro tip. We're going to hop into a random game of deathmatch very quickly. We're going to load in, and I'm going to tell you what makes a difference between getting those headshots, those quick kills, and losing firefights. This can help you at long ranges, short ranges, medium ranges, and up close and personal. I will show you. This is a pro gaming tip that people probably don't even mention, but they keep it to themselves for this very reason, because it is very important. It means the difference between life and death, and it has some realisticness to it. I will show you. This comes into play when you're aiming your weapon. Also here, you'll be able to tell how my tips make you different from your average noob player. You don't want to be a noob. You're tired of being a noob. Here's how you become a GOAT. Here's how you become a pro, just like me. You want to be top 3, top 5 every match. You want your kill death ratio to jump up, be better than all your friends. This is how. Also, this is my loadout, SG42. Come down here. I use frangible rounds. Very important. Also, always have a silencer and a grip if you can. Want to hop in a game of team deathmatch at Bakich. Look guys, I'm only pushing this button ever so slightly. Alright, tip number 1, when you're in game, you want to keep your finger on that R2 button. It doesn't matter how much the gun jumps up. Now, when you're shooting, you want to aim up and down with your right thumb. This is very important. You want to aim top to bottom. You do not want to aim side to side. This will make a difference. You see that? Up to down, or down to up. This is also kind of realistic. It makes a larger portion of what you're shooting at. You do not want to be shooting side to side. It doesn't matter if they're moving. You move. You move accordingly. Do not move with them. You can move accordingly while aiming up and down and shooting at the same time. Let me give you an example. I'm shooting at the wall. I'm aiming up and down. If they're moving left to right, I'm moving left to right with them. If you're aiming at a wall and you're trying to do like this, and you're going back and forth, these guys are gonna run right out your face. They're gonna run right past you. Another pro tip. Hold on. another pro tip is when you have your weapons box, you want to have it in somewhere where your whole team can use it. You want to make it useful because them having extra weapon ammo and extra grenades can mean the difference between life and death for you, team winning, and you're helping your team. I was a little late on my aiming because I was talking. But listen guys, I'll show you a couple more minutes of this gameplay. But this is how you do this. This is how you become pro. This is the difference between winning and losing. Okay, he's a camper, you know. But this is the difference between winning and losing. You want to get those shots on the mark, so don't just fire all wild. It's okay if you lose a couple gunfights. You see that? Headshot. You don't want to lose too many gunfights. If you get jumped, you just get jumped, and you know you gotta accept that. But what you don't want to do is lose meaningless gunfights. Also, guys, I'm running. I don't have my thumb pushed down on the L3 button. All I have to do is click R3 and I slide. Let me show you what I mean. I'm running, there's bombs going off, I slide, I get out the way. It's that simple. You can change directions as you slide. This is the difference between a pro and a noob. These guys are sliding out of your range at a moment's notice. You had your scope on them, you lined them up, and guess what? You can't even get them. Also, guys, sometimes it's okay not to get that kill. It's okay not to fully get that kill. It's okay not to fully get that kill. If you do at least, I think it's 60% damage to the guy, you will get credit for the kill. So don't worry about things being an assist and stuff like that. That is fine. Weaken the enemy for your teammate to get them. You see how I'm firing? Up to down, not side to side. I'm not top 3 right now, but I guarantee you at the end of this match, I will be. Top to bottom, headshots. People are wondering how I'm headshot leader all the time. This is how. This makes the difference between winning and losing. You want to get more MVPs? People see those headshots and they go crazy. Headshots, multi-kills. I mean, those are the best things you can get. Oh, and having the most kills per round. This is how you get MVP. You level up faster, and you know, it just looks good for you, and it makes you feel good as well. Alright guys, that's it for this one. This tips and tricks. You guys have the sauce, you have the settings, you know what to do. Alright, Breakout Games, if you were watching this, don't forget to follow, like, subscribe. Like, subscribe, leave comments if you want to see other games, tips and tricks, if you want to see other games, period. I do gameplays all the time.
Got an enemy dog free out there.
Alright, Breakout Gang, I appreciate that. Love you guys.